with more on the State of the Union and anything else going on right now. Former NYPD detective Bo Dietl. Bo, let's talk about one of your expertises, if that's a word. Expertises, is that?
Sure, I'll go with it.
Yeah, let's go. Crime, fighting crime, trying to clean up the cities of the homeless people, of criminals that are let out on the street within hours, no bail, no cash bail, that kind of thing. What do you think needs to be done?
It's very simple. Here in New York, I have a very good relationship with our mayor, Eric Adams. I supported him as state senator, borough president, and then for mayor. And I explained to him with what's going on with our liberal assembly, state senate. What they do is they don't want to reform bail reform. So you have criminals. We just had an off-duty police officer that was killed, shot in the head by a convicted felon. And now all of a sudden we're talking about what do we do? How do we keep these criminals in? This not just New York City, it's across our country. Like last year, bring out all the time. There were over 10,000 blacks killed by black criminals across this country. We're not doing it, we're not talking about it, but here's an answer. The answer, I say, what we have to do is we have to use the federal law that's in effect now. If you're a convicted felon and you get caught carrying a loaded gun, you're going to do a minimum 10 to 15 years. If the states are so liberal that they don't want to react to it, I told Mayor Adams, well, let's get the federal government, the U.S. Attorney's Office at the Southern and Eastern District to prosecute these gun-carrying convicted felons, and let's convict them under the federal laws and put them in jail. And you'll see the shootings and the murders go down in New York. And I told the mayor, if you do it in New York City, it'll go across this country to Chicago, to Philly, to Washington, to LA, and we could get the ones that are killing people over and over, redundant. These are the same people, the same criminals, but if they're not being kept in jail, they're going to come out and do it again.
Yeah, but what about the police force itself? We know that fewer and fewer people are actually signing up to be police officers. We heard earlier today that the Memphis, Tennessee police force is lowering their standards for cops. It seems like things are getting worse around the country. What needs to happen?
What happened in Memphis is atrocious. And being a former New York City policeman and also detective, to watch those five, they were gang members with uniforms and badges. The way they beat that poor young man unmercifully, they killed him, and they should go to jail for the rest of their lives. But something like that, we're talking about millions of interactions. So every cop across this country now is getting whitewashed with this as far as this happens all the time. The fact is, now there's a feeling in the New York City Police Department and big police departments, they don't have the support. When you're talking about where they're now trying to pass a law in New York, where if you're a police officer and you're arresting someone and someone deems that you used unnecessary force or too much force, you could be sued civilly. Why would you as a policeman want to do anything? And the ineffectiveness of the police is going to cause crime to soar again. We have to show support for good cops, which the majority of them are really good cops. We have to show support. So when they go out there, they do their job. We got to pay them more. We got to train them better, yes, and we got to pay them more.
All right, Bo Dietl, thank you so much for being with us, Bo.
Thank you very much.